Hello, my tickies. How's everyone's? Happy Sunday. It's been a hot minute. So, update on the Super 7. We're still stuck because we haven't gotten those parts yet. That's going to take a hot minute. But he's kind of jumping the gun, and he's going around, and he's done some other things, just dry fitting and, you know, getting ready for when we get to that stage. So, without further ado, I'm going to turn you around, let you talk to the prince, and he's going to kind of explain, Lucy, what he's done at this point. All right? Hang on.
All right. Kind of hard to say or hard to show you, but since we're still waiting on the rear suspension parts, I just started doing all the other stuff. So basically, we're fitting all the panels. I've done the.
Start with the seat rails. Tell them what you did with the seat rails.
And the seat rails. I'm not going to show you because that means I'd have to lift the seats out.
The big thing is that piece right there. That's the adjuster that pulls the seat forward and backwards. The instructions will tell you that you need to cut and weld this. He says, no, you don't. You can hulk it out a little bit. It'll actually just bend where you need it.
Use a vise and bend it slowly.
So when we get ready to actually install the seats, because we can't do that yet, we'll go over the instructions on what and how it was that he did before he physically installs those seats. But that's a big one for anyone that's getting ready to do this, because it wasn't near as complicated as they told us it was going to be. So no cutting, no welding at all. That part was done, so the rails and everything are on it, but the seats aren't actually installed. And then basically, I think he's pretty much just went dry fitting.
Well, I mean, I've fitted, but I've taken them off. The rear carbon fiber firewall. We've got the transmission tunnel top, carbon fiber, and the sides carbon fiber. I'm using rib nuts so you can put them in, take them off.
Yep. So all those panels have already been cut, fitted.
Yeah, they're all
sitting over here, basically.
Because they'll go on after the motor goes in.
All of that stuff is done, but all the preempt is done with that. All the measuring, cutting, all of those things. And again, he's doing that without instructions. So.
And then
this one was a big one.
I moved on to doing the carbon fiber dashboard. So I had a setup of where, you know, the buttons and the dials that I was going to have, and spaced them out, but then all dependent on the steering column, whether or not you can see these or not. So I put the steering column in, I mounted it, I put it on. Of course, it's off now because I'm doing something different, and we only had to move these up a few millimeters to be able to see them through the steering wheel. But that was my first cut. Measure 10 times before you cut, so that it's right, and we were right on the money. And it's still got to be a little bigger. It's probably going to be about 2 inches. I don't know if that's like 1.5 inches.
Biggest piece of advice is take your time with this dash. Don't try to rush, especially the dash.
If you live in England, no big deal. You can go buy another one. But
we don't.
Yeah, we would have them ship it over, and it would take forever because they make them by hand.
Now, if anybody would like, I'll just put this out here. We can save those paper templates.
Well,
and we could make copies of those if they're the right size of the gauges. Most of the gauges are generally about the same size. I would be happy to put those on a piece of paper, copy those, and send those out to anybody that wants them. I can email them out. Just so you know. So
I didn't drill any holes off of that.
No, but you
can
can
it on and see how close it is.
Exactly. You use this for a nice template to figure out where there are. So today
we're fitting the body. I already fit the rear. I haven't drilled any holes yet because you got to do this first. But we're fitting the front or the side panels. It's pretty straightforward, especially with the SX bodywork. You don't have to do any more cutting out here per se. But since this isn't the SX side panel, it normally comes cut something like this, so you can just put it right on and just do any minor adjustments. This one is the classic, which they like to come up here and they want you to cut like a circle out here and a circle out here and an oval here and something else over here for the steering rack and the suspension parts. I don't want that. We were supposed to get the SX bodywork, but we didn't, so I'm going to make it SX myself. I'm just
Meaning,
gonna figure out a template.
You're going to be able to see the whole thing, all the suspension.
I'm going to have to make a cut something like this. But
which will be the entire suspension will be visible.
The entire thing will just be sticking out. Yeah, I mean, you'll be able to see into it like that. But I don't want to make it too big where you could see all in there. Just big enough for the suspension to clear. And then all of this will be, except for, I think it'll go to about, I think it goes to about right here because the nose cone comes on and meets up with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's going to be, no, I take that back. It's probably up here. Goes like this. And then once it gets here, it comes down. So this will be all gone, except for that part. So
right
now I have to get on there and figure out how to do it, make a template, so when I do it on this side, it's exactly the same on the other side.
All right, hang tight.
That's fine.
All right, so basically what we're going to do is he's going to do all the thinking. I'm going to go back upstairs because he doesn't need me for that. He's going to do all the thinking. When he figures out that panel, what we'll do is when we do the other side, dry fitting from beginning to end, we'll make that itself an episode, and we'll show you exactly what he did, putting the panel on, how we're determining where we're going to notch things out, notching them out, what we're using to do those things with, and all that. So that way you'll get to see at least one side panel from beginning to end of what that looks like. And again, everything is dry fitting because we can't even put tires on this thing, wheels and tires, because we're missing the suspension parts that are stopping us from going any further. So that's kind of where we're at right now. I'm going to end this video because we're already at 7 minutes. Whatever episode it is, I'm going to put it right here, which you saw at the beginning, whatever it was. But now you know, again, whatever episode it is, because I've already lost count. So y'all come back. The next one, we will actually show you what we do to dry fit those side panels. All right. Love you. Bye.